You got this.
Let's go.
Come on, babe.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? So, this is now 2 weeks ago we ran Rafferty's coastal run. I'm just going to run through the experience of the day. It was a good hit out, good day. Absolutely loved the vibes. Up on Lake Macquarie, running through the trails, the beaches, the scenery was amazing. It was like top notch. Yes, it was a beautiful day. I was coming off the back of running the 777 half marathon 8 days before. That caused its own issues. Injured my foot, injured a tendon on the outside of my foot. Second injury of the exact same caliber, just on the other foot on both of my half marathons that I competed in. So I was coming off the back of that, literally had a week of resting. Earlier in the week, I was having like 9 to 10 out of 10 pain on that right foot. Come Friday, I'd say my foot is about 90% healed. Carb loaded well, carb loaded to a T, exact same as what I did the week before for the half marathons. Not everything goes to plan on race day. Woke up Saturday morning with the worst indigestion I've ever felt. I could not stomach my breakfast. It was 2 pieces of toast with strawberry jam, 2 eggs, and then I was going to drink my 2 scoops of Yellow Plus, which 1,000, maybe 1,200 milligrams of sodium, probably about 500 milligrams of potassium, and maybe 300 milligrams of magnesium, but definitely 60 grams of carbs. And then race nutrition, I was going to have packed heaps of gels. I was going to have like 3 to 4 gels an hour. Then I was just going to snack at all of the aid stations along the way. I think I made maybe 1 bite of the toast and felt like vomiting it straight back. I could not have it. I could stomach my Yellow Plus. I could stomach my drinks because we were staying on Rafferty's resort. So it was about a 1.5 kilometer jog to the starting line. So thought I'd run to the starting line from our resort, and mate, kid you not, 300 meters in, my foot was like a 4 or 5 out of 10 pain. I was like, holy shit. I was like, what's race day, baby? Like, fuck it, let's get on with it. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna not race. Like, I'm here already. Like, we're gonna do it. We have to pull out, but we're at least gonna start. Self-seated ourselves into position. Holy shit, it's gonna be a rough day. Set out. First couple Ks was pretty good, probably faster than I would have liked. I think I was doing about 6 to 7 minutes per kilometer Ks for like the first 4 or 5 Ks. Yeah, probably went out a little bit too hard, especially seeing I had no fuel on me and didn't know how fuel was going to go throughout the day.
I'm running together. You're bloody fast. Bye.
Got to the first aid station, which was 6 or 8 kilometers in, one or the other. By this stage, I had already had maybe 2 gels, which I stomached while I was racing. So I was carrying on me my handheld Nathan water bottle. Had another 2 scoops of Yellow Plus, so another 1,200 milligrams sodium, 600 potassium, 250 magnesium, and then 60 grams of carbs. Plus, in my water bladder, I had 2 scoops of Switch Nutrition, like what Switch Plus, which is their electrolyte carbohydrate blend, 600 of sodium, maybe 200 potassium and 150 magnesium, and that's like maybe 20 grams of carbs. So I had 2 scoops of that, and then just gels packed in everywhere. So got to the first aid station, sipping on all types of drinks that I had. I think I had 2 gels before the first aid station. Got in, grabbed some lollies, took a cup of water. Thought they had cut up bananas. I thought, alright, I haven't had breakfast. I need to get some fuel into my body. Let's have a quarter of a banana. Took that. I was maybe at the aid station for like 2-3 minutes. Saw one of my colleagues from work. He was one of the nurses on site for the day volunteering, so I had a 2-minute chat with him and then went on my merry way. 500 meters down the line, I kid you not, this banana came up, not out of my body, but I literally felt the gas and just the indigestion come all the way to like the back of my throat, and then just like went back down. And I'm like, holy shit, this is going to be a rough day. This is going to be a rough day. We had to get, I think, to the 14k mark within 2.5 hours to be allowed to continue. That was our only cutoff point for the 36-kilometer race. I got there with about an hour to spare. So I got there in an hour and a half, like maybe an hour 45. I had plenty of time to spare. So I got there with heaps of time to spare. It was looking good, looking strong. Keeping up with all these people. Within all that, slipped in the mud, got down and dirty, got dog dirty. That's what trail races are, aren't they? So we just kept trotting along. Then we done a final climb before coming down to the beach, and on that climb, took steady pace, but my foot slowly starting to get worse and worse and worse. But on the trails and on the road, it was all right. It wasn't too bad. It was all right. Got to the top, had no one in front of me. From the top, it was maybe a K to go back down. Couldn't see anyone on the way down. Plowed all the way down. Couldn't see anyone when I was at the top. By the time I got to the bottom, I caught up to the back of a big pack of like 20, 30 people. I'm like, sweet, gain heaps of ground. I'm going to stay with these guys on the sand. Sand is nice and flat. You know, you can get into a nice rhythm here. Sand is not good for your feet when you've got an injury. I ran 300 meters on this sand, and mate, my 4 or 5 out of 10 pain shot up to about a 8, 9 out of 10 pain. I couldn't walk. I ran 400, 500 meters, then I had to walk the sand. And this was a 3k trot of sand. I kid you not, it was the roughest. I had gained all of this space, got to the back of a pack of like 30 lads, and then they just like, they were able to run on the sand. I couldn't. No one overtook me on the sand though, surprisingly. So when I was at the top of the hill, there were like 2, 3 people behind me, but then I just caught up all the way, and no one actually ever took me on the sand. The sand definitely fucked me up. Just done about 2k's on sand. My injury from last week. It's been tough to run on the sand, so I've been walking. It's nice to move. 14.5k's in. Doing pretty good. Just done 2k's on sand. It was my injury last week. It's been tough, but we'll get through it. It's hard to run on the sand. Can't wait till we get back on the trail or road. But the sand is mental. Slipped over in the mud a couple times as well. But we'll see you soon. Got up off the sand, back into trails, was able to finally run. Then we made it to the halfway point where I finally got to meet my family.
Babe.
Going good.
Good. How many k's in?
18.
18. Big. Yeah. Bit of first aid, new socks, feeling mad. Say hi, family. Hi.
Hi.
Alright.
Yeah, I was texting them about my issues throughout the race when I could, keeping them updated. I got them to bring me Coke, change of socks. I fell in the mud. My shoes were muddy as hell. This stage I still couldn't stomach any solid foods. I was still sipping my drinks, still eating my gels, not as many gels as I would have liked. And from there it was a little loop. It was a 3k loop, and then you come back to the same aid station, 21k's. By here you've already passed halfway, and then you start racing back. So it was an out of back race. When I got to the 18k mark, I dropped off my pack, dropped off my water bottle, dropped everything off, gave it to my family. I was like, can you restock? Done the 3k loop, which was a downhill to a small little secluded beach, go through the beach, come out onto trail, and then back onto the road, and then up this massive hill. Ran all the downhill. It was only about 400 meters of beach, but I just couldn't run it. Foot was cooked. So walked it. got back on the trail, ran, got onto this road and hill, ran, steep uphill, ran.
Well done, babe, you can do it. 15 k's to go.
Huh?
Right.
I think I overtook maybe 2-3 people in this sector. Got back to my family, got my pack on. Kissed the kids.
It's only raining, but that's okay. He says bye to his princess. He sees me. Coming. Little tiger's coming. Finished?
Wish them well. And then we're doing calculations all together, like just talking out loud. I'm like, I've got it close. I've got it very close. If I was to continue at the current pace, I was going to finish maybe 6 hours and 25 minutes. And our cutoff of the race was 6 hours and 30 minutes. I'm going to go my hardest. I don't know what's going to happen. There's still a long way to go. At this age, I was 21 Ks in and I've never ran further than 22 Ks. So anything from there was, you know, uncharted territory. We were all scared. We were all nervous. Didn't know what was going to happen. I had an injury. I still had 3 Ks left on the sand. So yeah, we didn't know what was going to happen. Wish them well. Got everything on.
Ready? Enjoy. Love you. 15 Ks to go.
Thanks.
Love you, babe.
See ya.
See ya, guys.
See ya. See ya.
See ya. Good job. Woo!
And then I knew from that 21k aid station, it was about 3k's downhill to the beach. So 3k's downhill through trails down to the beach. So I knew I had time to gain here. So I was like, all right, I think I got some lollies at the aid station, some chips. And then I drank maybe 300 to 400 mils of Coke. I was like, Coke's got calories. I need calories. Let's load up. Blitzed down this downhill, the first kilometer in about 6 minutes, 6 minutes 30 maybe. I was like, sweet, this is good. You know, we're going to cark it up. Like, let's fucking go. Yellow Cap performance for the win, lads. So blitzed it down. Then just this Coke was just coming up. I kid you not. Had all this indigestion, all this stomach pain. I kid you not. In the next maybe 10 minutes, I was just burping. You know, I let out like 40 to like 80 burps. So much pain I had to walk. This guy overtook me. And then I'm like, fuck, like this is gonna fuck me up. So come on to like a little bit of sand, like maybe 200-300 meters, and then we had to go back into trail and then onto a road because part of the sand, the tide had come in earlier than expected. So I was like, okay, this is good. It takes off a kilometer of sand, but and done. Rolling hills on a road, more steep than I would have liked. And then, yeah, this is when I was starting to hurt. I'm like, this is about 25, 26 Ks in. I'm like, I haven't done this before. Body's feeling real rough. We were sucking, but we were pushing through. Then we finally got back to the sand, got a long bit of sand ahead of me. No, not even, maybe around 200-300 meters. I'm like, fuck, this is tough. Like, my foot sucks, it hurts. I kid you not, Goggins came out. I mean, I say this, but like, I don't know how else to explain it. I just see there was no one around me. I was in this section by myself. So I got to the sand and I was like, mate, Simo, like, you're hurting, but you're running 36 Ks. Like, what the fuck did you expect you were gonna do? I was like, yeah, your foot hurts, but so what's just an injury? Like, the quicker you run, the quicker you'll finish the race, the quicker you can rest your foot. And then I was like, and you're fucking already booked in for physio on Monday. Like, toughen up. Like, get going, lad. You don't have long. Like, time's running out quick. Like, push yourself, lad. Push yourself. That's what you're here for. Literally the next K and a half, blitz that sand. Pain was about 10 out of 10. I just pushed through. I yelled. I'm like, fucking hurry up. You can do this. Like what are you complaining for? Got to the thing, got back onto the trail. I'm like, yeah, this is good. Had about a kilometer uphill and I ran that uphill. Not sprint. It was like a good steady jog, maybe a little bit faster than jogging. And so in this uphill, as soon as I got off the sand, I worked out my calculations. I knew I had 6.5 hours was cutoff time. That was essentially 3 p.m. And I worked out maybe 28 Ks into race, doing calculations. I was like, all right, if you can run 10-minute 30 kilometers, you'll finish within the time limit. 3 Ks of uphill. I'd done a 10:30. I'd done a 9:30. And then I'd done an 11. So I'm like, okay, yeah, equals out to 10:30. Like, we're getting there. Disorientation hit me. I looked at my Garmin and I'm like, so for the last 3 Ks, I hit the splits that I needed to do. And I looked at my right watch. I can't remember the exact time. With recalculations in my head, I was going to finish 30 minutes late. Because this is when disorientation hit into my head. I then looked at my watch and was like, cutoff time is 2:30 p.m. I'm not going to make it. I'm going to make it at like 3:05. So then just like despair hit me and everything. And I was like, shit, I'm not going to make it. Like, this is fucked. I still jogged for like maybe 500 meters. And then I looked at my watches again and I was like, what the fuck was I thinking I could finish it in time? And then I was like, wait, cutoff time is 6 hours and 30 minutes. We started at 8:30 a.m., which means finish time is 3 p.m. not 2:30. I was like, fucking Simo, let's go. We got this. Blitzed, went up the hill, fucking trotting along. So I get to the top of the hill, 2 sweepers at the top of the hill. When I left the 21-kilometer aid station, there was 2 sweepers that arrived with maybe 5-6 people. But they had arrived to the 18K aid station as I was leaving 21. They started to do the 3K loop, go to 21 and then start heading back to Rafferty's. And saw these sweepers. They said, are there many people behind me? And I was like, I think there's still a fair few. Yeah, I know I'm close to cutoff, but I know there's still heaps of people behind me. And from there, it was maybe a kilometer to the 28 or 29 kilometer aid station. Keep in mind, the initial track was 36.1 Ks. And after having to reroute against the sand that was closed in with the high tide, I didn't know exactly how much I was running. What did I do? I had lollies, chips, and I had finished my yellow plus in my handheld. So I filled it up with water. Then I was going to fill it up with their electrolytes at 32 and then blitz on to the finish. And between these 2 aid stations, I kid you not, there was so much mud that you just couldn't run on. Like, you struggled to walk on. And it was like maybe 2 kilometers, 20-meter patches of mud that you have to walk. Yeah, you just have to come to a walk, and they were every like 300-400 meters. So it was just so much. It slowed you down so much. And I was like, fuck, like, this is going to fuck me up. Maybe 3 river crossings that were like ankle deep. So you had to go to the river. You couldn't do anything. Finally got to the 32K aid station and they're filled up with their electrolytes. Had some chips, had some lollies, had a couple of mid-gels, repacked them into accessible areas in my bag. At this aid station, it fucked me up because my watch said I was at 32.2 Ks, but it still reckoned I had like 4.8 Ks to the finish. And I'm like, it disorientated me so much. I was like, fuck, I don't know how much I'm running. I might make it in time. I might not make it in time. Like, let's just fucking go. Let's full send, see what we can do. So after that 32 aid station, it was again The next 2Ks was like mud, river crossing, like flat. Like, it was shit. Like, these kilometers were like 9 to like 11 minute per kilometers, and by then I hadn't done any calculations. I was too busy I was sucking, so I was blitzing on, going like just the one foot in front of the other. Let's go, Sibo, let's go, lad, like, you got this. Crossed the road, got back onto the trail, and then at this stage my watch reckons I've got about, I think it was maybe 1.5 Ks to go, but I was like, I really don't know how much I have left after the addition. From 21 to this point, I think I'd maybe overtaken 3 or 4 people. Halfway through this downhill, I've had a look at Garmin. So my Garmin reckons at this stage I'd been running 6 hours and 22 minutes. And then my Apple Watch reckons it was like 2:57. And then I see someone in front of me, but then I saw the guy and then I was like, fuck it. Let's catch, let's overtake, and let's gap him. That's what I did. Blitzed down the rest of that hill, got to the road, sprinted up the road, said hello, how you going? Good, mate. Push on, lad. I gapped him and then I left him. Got back into the trail, ran a little bit more through the trail, not knowing how far I've got to go. I know I'm close, didn't know how far exactly. And we had to cross the road, and then we're entering the property of Rafferty's resort. Alright, we're here, like we're nearly done. For like the last 500 meters of the race, I was doing a 4:55 per kilometer, but that made the final kilometer in 6 minutes and 5 seconds. Sprinted through that last bit, saw my wife, made the final corner. She's recording, everyone's cheering.
You got this, babe. You got this.
Let's go.
Come on, babe. Woo! You got this. Well done.
Cross the finish line.
Get on that mat and give us a big smile. Come on. Simon. Yes.
Good on you, Simon.
Great work, Simon.
Stop the watch.
The grass is making her react.
Well done, Emily. Yay. Are we proud of Daddy? Are we proud of Daddy? Yeah, we're so excited for Daddy. Yeah. Can we clap for Daddy? Woo! Yay! Yay! Good girl.
Went and hugged my family that was at the finish line, hugged my wife. My wife's crying like I'm starting to tear up. Did I do it in time? I looked down at my watch. I scraped into the bar. So my watch said 6 hours, 29 minutes and 18 seconds. I was 42 seconds in from essentially getting a DNF. As per the race day result, 6 hours, 29 minutes and 9 seconds, which means I scraped in the bar by 51 seconds. Now, when you tell me there's a time limit, whether I've got injuries, whether I've got adversities, no matter what the fuck's going on, my job is to get in that time limit. And I pushed through every adversity that was thrown on me this day. I pushed through the pain barrier of my foot. I pushed through the pain barrier of never running further than 22 kilometers in my life, adding about 900 meters of elevation. Pushed through the boundaries of not being able to fucking stomach anything. I just pushed through everything. Yellow Cap Performance will make sure you push in within those 6 hours and 30 minutes. I was ecstatic. I showed resilience. I pushed through everything that was thrown at me and I made sure we got it done. I would highly recommend Rafferty's Coastal Run. We're definitely going to be back next year. The next race I'm going to be doing this year is Sydney Marathon coming up in September. Hopefully I see a couple of you guys there. A race that I'm going to be doing in December, which I'd like to get as many people that I know there. Definitely exciting. It's called the Narrabeen All-Nighter. It's a 5K loop you do. It's a flat, fast course. You start at 6 p.m. and you finish at 6 a.m. and you just run as far as you can. You can have as many breaks as you like. Come race with Yellow Cap Performance. We'll leave it at that for now. I hope you enjoyed the video today. This has been Simon from Yellow Cap Performance. Peace out. I love you all. and I'll catch you in the next one.